Generic greetings and welcome back to Prison Architect, where in the previous episode we got a lot of grants completed and subsequently a lot of extra improvements done on the prison. We're still quite a ways away from getting some prisoners simply because we could get prisons now and it would function. We've got a kitchen, we've got a canteen, we've got the cells, we've got walls. That's really the bare minimum. However, because we're going to get high-risk prisoners with gangs and all of that sort of thing, then it's going to be a bit of an issue. But anyway, I digress. We got a lot of grants done. It was things like cell block A was completed. We got a lot of extra things done in terms of the long-term investment. I wait for the short-term investment. We've got things like where was it? Things like the prison. Was it the administration centre? No, that was very early on. Prison acclimatization and engagement. That one there as well. So we are well on our way to getting a fairly decent facility, but we still need to crack on. So this in the centre is obviously our security room, as well as we've got this top and bottom bit for a couple of things. We need to have, where is it? A kennel and an armory, which we currently don't have, and we are only just starting to work on. We've also got legal on the go there as well, so we can get things like permanent lockdown for our prisoners. And speaking of that, there's been another set of redesign over on the bottom here. I wasn't entirely comfortable with the size, and I thought I wouldn't waste any more of your time in trying to redesign it. So this is the new layout. We have shrunk a lot of these bits here, so it's only a walkway of one. But that is totally acceptable. We've got now a couple of areas that are a bit different. So we have, for example, where should we put this? Probably the entrance there. For this bit over on the left-hand side, it's increased the size by one. Not a big deal, but it's in there. We then have the solitary area, which has been shifted over to the far left. And because of the redesign, we're still getting the same amount of prisoners in here, which is 18, 19, 20 in total in this thing. So 20 solitary is fine. I removed the holding cell with it, which was originally there, and I didn't put it back in. I did place a room and said that's something, but I didn't designate what it was, and I must confess I did forget about that, so I've put that back in. We now have an extended area here. This is going to be our little sort of 4x4 security room. It's just so guards are stationed there. And then this is going to be a couple of rooms. It's going to be probably like a little canteen, as well as an area for, like, it's basically be a common room, but it's going to have like weight benches and chapel and stuff. So the protective custody prisoners that are here, which we can have 8 in total, which is about right. Maybe it's still a little bit low, but it's about right. Those can go there. And because of the redesign there, we've also changed this. So this is going to be like a chapel and classroom, and then it's still going to fairly large common room there. So that's okay. I'm pretty happy with that. Anyway. We want to crack on and get a couple of extra things. We need to produce 10 license plates. We're not going to do that. We need to increase our capacity, and we can easily do that. Let's go over to quick build and then cloning, and we want to clone... Ooh, how do we want to clone this? Probably like that, and then work like so, and we'll also just do the very last one there, and there we are. Now that should have, well, that's probably going to put some more lights in it, which is going to be a bit annoying, but at least we've got another full row down to there. We don't yet have all of the dogs. Actually, Armory is now being, Armory's on the go, so it means the dogs should have been completed. Yes, kennel is now completed. We're going to put the kennel down the bottom because the orientation for certain buildings in the Armory is a little bit dodgy, so that's probably... best up top there. Kennel is fairly simple to sort. I will minimize that, and then I'll put some dog crates, and the rotation is still of an unknown quantity, but we're just going to do that, and that should be fine. In fact, that's probably more than we ever need, but it's in, isn't it? Let's also focus on the security room in the center here. Now, we do need things like CCTV monitors and stuff like that in here, but if we do that, then the desks are probably not going to fit in. We do need like a security desk. It would be better if this was slightly larger, but it is not, so we're going to have to deal with it. The question is, do we even need that as security? No, we don't. We don't technically need that as a security room because CCTV... it just needs to be powered. So we're going to have probably only one CCTV in this entire place because we've got a lot of patrols. And then we're going to have things like automatic door openers and phone taps. So let's... we can't though because we haven't got remote access yet. But I can get remote access. There we are. And... yeah, I'll probably do that. Right, so while that's cracking on, while they're placing all of those, I am going to just go for guards and deployment, and then we're going to change all that to staff only. We want to change That's fine, that's fine. That's staff only. That's the side of visitation there. We've got the rest of this that we can't set to staff only. Okay, I do need to do this room here, this staff room, or do I? I'll end up forgetting if I don't, so let's crack on with that. So we'll have a couple of arcade cabinets in there. We're going to have another drinks machine in like so. We can have all different types of sofas in here, so we'll probably have large sofas either side, and that's why I normally don't have those, because they are very loud. Anyway, we'll place a radio in either side, and for whatever reason, just a chair in the centre. There we go. And that's probably about right. Okay, that's our common room. So most of the needs I'm hoping going to be done there. I didn't turn on staff needs, I don't think. Or did I? Staff needs are not on. So it means that we do have to have a common room for them to rest, but we don't need to look after their needs like food and things like that. Okay, that's fine. Over to foundation and building concrete, and we're going to place... Do I just build it? Yeah, go on. So this is going to be our common room, and because of the size of it, it's going to be something like that. Right, there we are. Common room and the other bit as well. I remember back in the day when that just wouldn't work. It just would not happen. There's no way you'd be able to manage to build a room like that. It just wasn't going to happen. Right, so we'll have a staff door in there and a staff door in there. This is going to be our... actually, that doesn't need to be that large, but there's no real point in changing the size of it. So that's going to be our psychology area. This is going to be our morgue, and obviously the infirmary does need to have some power, which at the moment it does not. So it's quite a simple matter of running it in. We'll probably run it just straight down, quite honestly, and then probably about that, and then this will run... No, we don't need to place that bit just yet. I'll cancel that. This will run down to there, and then we'll probably run it through the centre. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, there's that room now completed, so we'll place the perimeter wall, no. Place this in like so, and we'll be able to designate some of this gear. So we need to have an office, which we've probably already got, and I'm going to double check. There's a spare office there. I'm going to remove that, simply because I want to get our lawyer, and I want them to be around there. That's fine. So we can now have that back as an office. We can have a morgue, and we need to fill the morgue with the slabs like that. And we are in need of money, so the best way to get money at this point is to hire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guards. There's an extra grant. We're also now going to go for governmental security ratings, which will give us assign 2 dogs and armed guards. Well, we now have the ability to place, I believe, some armed guards. No, we don't. 87% on that one, but we do have the ability to go 1, 2, 3, 4 dog handlers. We don't need 4, but I need to assign them. So let's go for dog patrols. We'll assign a dog patrol at either corner there. We're going to have the same... where's the best place to have a dog patrol? Probably around there, because you're generally going to go past this area. So there's a dog patrol in there, and I don't know where the other one should be. Certainly we're going to have one patrolling around the back, but maybe not just yet. Probably in the canteen, like that, and that should be fine. We do need to assign the armed guards, but we'll get on that in a moment. We need to get this powered up. Now, you notice I haven't got a electrical cable for all of this. I've got the... I was going to have the water pipe there. Sorry, I do have a pipe valve there. I do have a pipe valve. Do I want to connect the electrical cable to this? I think I do. I think I want to run the electrical cable across, and then to there. I want to dismantle those utilities. and then have a power switch there. It just means I can turn all this bit off, and then the standard electrical cable, if there's such a thing, is going to run probably just right across there, and then we can go up and down and connect the bits that we need to. Power might be interesting once we get this up and running, but anyway, we'll run this into there. That should power all of that up. And this room, just run power down like that. Okay, so we need to assign some armed guards. We are going to have armed guards from the beginning. Weapons rack there. Table to go there. Guard lockers. Boom. And we can place some more if we need be as well. If need be, rather. So, oh, guard towers will go there as well. So we've got small cells, permanent punishments. That's in... yeah, we need that. We also need body armor and tasers. We don't yet need guard towers. We're going to have them, but we don't need them. Here's the question. These bits here. Do we want them connected to this? No. No, I don't think we do. Today's beverage is chamomile tea. And I think the reason for that is if for whatever reason this gets switched off, the metal detectors get switched off. And that's generally not something you want to have happen. So for what we're classing as the main circuit, so this circuit here coming along, all of this will never be, I say never be switched off. There is not a switch that you can activate. It can be turned off from the main breaker, but that's it. This cell block and this can be switched off. Power and water can be switched off. So, there we are. Right, this is in need of water as well. And again, the question is, do we want this feed to power that? You generally, if it's a sprinkler, you want that always on, but not necessarily, because if you get a fire that's see water in there, would it then blow the cookers up? I don't really know. I don't know what side to have it on the valve. I'm going to place it this side of the valve, but I don't know if we need to do that. See, this valve is going to turn off all of the water down here as well. Is there another option? Not really. I could bend it around there and sit in this spare space, put some more in. That's going to be, I think we're just going to have to see how it goes. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. We'll have to redo it. Okay, fine. So, we have our armory in there. We can now go to staff and to armed guards. And 1, 2. Those armed guards will be deployed in and around here. So, we're going to have armed guards in and around there. That's not armed guards at all. That's a standard guard that is not armed. They might have 2 arms, but they don't bear arms. Or have bear arms. Let's go for, 1 and 2, and then we'll have another one probably in here. We generally want one around the shower, because that's where it kicks off. But because the shower is outside, we can get away with having dog patrols like this. And I'll place it like that, so we can wander around the outside. We'll have a dog patrol and an armed guard, like that, and a standard guard. Actually, no. That would be an armed guard in there, wouldn't it? I don't think we need an armed guard patrolling that. That's better. We've got an armed guard in there, inside. We've got armed guards in here, which is fine. And then for the yard and the shower, it will be affected by the armed guard that wanders around the security compound, and it means that the compound is much more secure. Excellent. Okay, that is another grant done. We're going to go for MaxSec Infrastructure Grant, which requires increasing the size of our security force, unlocking CCTV, placing that sort of thing. So, is that the focus currently? No, I think laundry should be the focus since we haven't built it. So, laundry, objects, and laundry machine. In and around there. Laundry machine will probably have to go up the top because you can't rotate them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably too many, but we'll put them all in anyway. And then we'll put the row of ironing boards there. Tables can go on this bottom bit, and then, as always, laundry baskets. You just place a load of them, and they get moved. They get moved to wherever they need to go. So that is now fine and done. We don't need to do this. We've got a lot of other stuff around here that we do need to prioritise. The office I will furnish. So we'll have our office desk in here. I think we'll have it maybe there. File cabinets up the top there. And a couple of chairs, maybe, like that. That'll be fine. So that'll be for our psychologist, which I am going to hire. I might as well. And they haven't yet been... Oh, they haven't got that office because they can't get to that office. We've got our infirmary that needs to be increased, and like so. I will put these on here as well. So there's our infirmary, and that's all alright. So, automatic door openers, and things like that. So we'll place automatic door opener there. We'll place a phone tap while we're at it, and we're going to place a CCTV monitor down the bottom. And the automatic door openers will be only really for around here first. So let's go over to objects, and we want a road gate, and a road gate, I'm happy to say, can't be rotated. Okay, that changes things. Road gates, we will have to place in and around the top and bottom like we normally do. So we'll place one there and one there, and that means now an expansion of the perimeter. But we're probably just going to use fence because it's cheap. Like that. And up to there. Then along, and then the other side as well. Alright. And running the power's going to be fun. Speaking of that, we do need power in here. That's the wrong thing. Electrical cable down to there. Electrical cable down to about there should be fine. That should be acceptable. Water, we'll run a small pipe in and along. Alright. No. 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 Cancel what I've just said. That is a hotspot for everything going all kinds of wrong. We want a pipe valve. And we want a power switch. The large pipe will run across, down, in, and then into that. The electrical cable will run down to there, in, and then up. And not only does that power these buildings, it also makes sure that this has got its own switch to turn those off. Okay, yeah, I'm sort of happy with that. Still not convinced that this is the way forward. That bit there. It's only really that we haven't got a way to switch it off. See, we haven't got... We've got them wired in... series. Which is the problem. So this one here, this water pipe valve here, will affect that one. So you turn that off, and guess what? It's all this is going off. Whereas, ideally, this would only control in here, and this one would control this. And how would we control this one, though? That means rerouting the pipe down over, down there, and then across, and then up. And I have to say controls here for that. That's possible. That's doable, actually, and it's not really that far out the way. Okay, well, let's do that, and then we know we've built for the future. It does mean we need to redesign some of this. So we'll demolish all of that. We don't need to go that far, actually. We'll go there. You're right, okay. I was waiting for the workers and see what they're doing, but they've been too busy building all these road gates and such. We'll get them automatic door openers put in a future episode. I really need to get this connection stuff sorted. It wasn't even something I was going to really prioritise, but I guess, I don't know, we've decided against it. So this will spur off like that, alright? Actually go up like that. So now this pipe only connects these two. The power switch, I'm happy to say, this one is only affecting this one. The rest of the power goes along there, that's fine. So that's never going to be turned off. For this, however, we do need to be able to alter the power and water for this, and also the water for this. So the water for that one is quite decent, actually. We run it down into there, run it across, and then up. Alright, and then that is connected to a pipe valve which will go there. Alright, so that is now connected to that. For this one, we need to run it down and across like so to a pipe valve which will go there, which will then connect up to that. This is like watching the Microsoft pipe screensaver. Right, so there's that fine. This doesn't need to be altered in any way. We need a power switch there. Why can't that be placed? Oh, can it not go over there? It can't go over there. That's a problem. Okay, well, I'll alter that then. I'll place that there. Right. Like that. The electrical cable, on the other hand, will connect up to there and have to go across and up and then connected to that. Right, yeah, that's fine. That's okay. This will also have to have the same thing, but this is going to go around the back and then connect up to that. But I think we might need another power grid for that, and the power generator. Right, let's check the working here. So, while we're on this, we're going to place the rest of the capacitors. Right, so we have. We'll do power first. From the power. From power, we have a cable coming across, up, and in to this power switch, which then goes down, and this is powered by that power switch. Perfectly fine. Water goes up, across, boom, straight away, same again. That's good. The next one, we'll say electricity down, which then goes to this section and eventually up to the top and bottom here, as well as runs right down to make sure that these and these are always powered on. We'll probably, almost certainly, extend that up, so to connect up to here, which means the metal detectors there will also be on as well. Water, same thing, comes down, and then this has got the pipe valve there, so this is all isolated, if need be, power and water. The others come down and across, and this is where it gets even more confusing. The water comes right down, goes to a pipe valve. That pipe valve then goes up into this section, which is just for the showers. That's fine. It also comes right down and goes into another pipe valve, which I've now haven't placed and now sorted, which turns the laundry on and off. About utilities, yes. Power is similar, but this is always powered up, but then the power will come down, which connects these buildings up here, and then goes to a power switch, which means power can be turned off to these as well. So that is the water and power isolators in. That took longer than expected. Right, we're going to leave it there. because, quite frankly, we've spent enough time doing that, but I think it's been time well spent. Next episode, we're going to get the MaxSec infrastructure grant completed by placing CCTV cameras, by connecting up the road gates here, as well as getting our real final bits done for getting ready for prisoners. So we need to sort out the regime and all of that sort of thing. I think we did do a quick one pass at that, and it should be about right. But we'll have another look at it and see how we get on. Looking at the power that we're currently running, I think by the time we get the rest of this in, the workshop is going to need its own power system, but it means that we can just basically extend this have this building as that, and then run it along. But we'll see how that goes. That's going to be a future us problem. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed the video and the episode series and whatnot so far. Let me know in the comments what you think and what changes that should be implemented, all of that sort of good stuff. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.